Hari Om. So today we are going to discuss about the ecosystem and how we need to become responsible towards our own environment so that we do not depend on the meager resources of the government alone, but can constructively contribute through it voluntarily while taking care of ourselves. To demonstrate this, I am going to tell you a short story, a short real story, which comes from our scriptures. The story of Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra and his land was facing famine. And it was a normal practice those days that when you faced a problem, you looked around for the people who had surplus. So we are talking of a period when there were no gold coins and no silver coins, and the barter was the way to go. So people would attack neighboring places and take away their animals, take away their crops, and whatever storage was there, they would loot that. That was a common practice. In fact, this remains even today. Today also all these oil wars and these things, these are the same things. But that was not the way to go. And a lot of wise people slowly built up ecosystems to take care of the people who would come to them for help and support. So, but Vishwamitra, like any other king, had not done this. Of course, he had a teacher, but somehow he had not learned this, and the story demonstrates how he slowly learned the process from his teacher. So when he was returning, he faced a situation that it was getting night and he had not reached his place yet. So his forces were exhausted, hungry. So he knew about his teacher's place, which was nearby, his teacher's Gurukul, which was nearby. And he decides to go there and take help from his Guru. So he goes to his Guru and requests, and the Guru agrees to help him. Guru says, fine, no problem. You can stay here for the night. I'll arrange for food and rest and everything. So normally gurus stayed in small huts. How do you think he arranged for it? So he obviously had an ecosystem where immediately he called the villagers, and even today the villagers, if they are there, if they respect someone, if they are called, they go and help. So the villagers were called, and the villagers made arrangements. But most probably Vishwamitra also saw that in the center of all this was cows. So it was an ecosystem that was built around cows. Cows have a great ability. Cows themselves are very, very sensitive animals. They can be very difficult to deal with also. If you go to any goshala, you will notice how difficult it can be, because cow is one animal which is known to hit people. If it does not like anything, she just hits. She can hit, she can gore you through her horns. She has very sharp horns. So there was an ecosystem around the cow. See, the Jivamrit comes from the cow, the Neemastra comes from the cow, there is something called Brahmastra that comes from the cow. So there are various contributions of the cow in medicine, in the land, improving the fertility of the land, in the protection of the crops, and of course we know about the milk and the cheese and the curd and the butter and the ghee, clarified butter. So when he saw so much coming from the cow and everything, and he saw the best of the dishes were served, and he said, my land is next door and it is facing famine, and because he has this cow here, he is able to provide for all of us. It's not him, but it's me who needs this cow. So he tries to take the cow. The Guru tells him not to do that, because the Guru knows it is not the cow itself. It is not that cow itself. That cow is his favorite, no doubt, and it is used to worship as a symbol for all the other cows. But it is the ecosystem which has made this happen. The Guru understands this. You see, the British also came here. They looted a lot. They went away. And till now, their pound was extremely powerful. Even now, I think it is quite powerful. But now it is being kept up with the help of wars and such things, selling of war machinery. But whatever they were able to keep it up until now, it was largely because they had looted this country and they had used all of that to keep themselves on the top. Even now, they have built up an ecosystem which is very, very evil and unfortunate. But the wise teachers, they built up ecosystems which were healthy, could take care of all, did not need wars to support it. It just needed optimal utilization of resources and right utilization of resources. We can all see that people who get better at whatever they do, they also start teaching. So teaching also becomes a very potent medium to for things to be arranged. So now our friend is deeply disturbed and he wants to take the cow. So he unleashes war and he tries to take the cow away by force. He uses his forces to take the cow away, and the cow retaliates, resists, and when the teacher comes out and sees, and the story is just as so much food came from the cow, the forces, the warriors start coming out from the cow. Most probably these were warriors that were sent for the villagers, spread the word that, the king is misbehaving and please come, the teacher is in trouble and his cows are being taken and things like that. His cow is being taken. Normally when you have something in larger numbers, you always have a token. The best among that is kept for worship, etc. You worship all of them, of course, but the main rituals are conducted on the best one. So that they are taking away the Kamdhenu. This was the Kamdhenu cow. So now they are the forces. The story is that the Greeks came and the Vikings came, and they all. So most probably what was happening is people from different lands would come to understand this ecosystem and try to learn whatever they could. Maybe they did not come to learn the ecosystem, but they came to know about the fertility and they came to know about different things and the medicinal discoveries and pharmaceutical discoveries, and they would come and try to learn and go back. So they had a huge network. A huge network, a ecosystem was built, and through that ecosystem, everyone came and they tried to take over, defeat this king, and he was finally defeated. So that's the story. Now the problem is, or the thing is, he is very perturbed. He has an invincible army. He himself is a very brave soldier. How can he not get what he wants? And then people tell him, you are a simple king. He is a great rishi. You are trying to defeat him through swords and spears and manpower. He has the strength of deep asceticism and ascesis. He says, no, I am also going to get it. I want to be more powerful than him. So he goes into a penance, and he becomes a Rajrishi because he's already a king, so he becomes a Rajrishi, and from Rajrishi he becomes a Maharishi, and then he says, I'm now as powerful as my teacher. Then people say, no, he is a Brahmarishi. If you want to equal him, you have to become a Brahmarishi. Then he goes into penance again. He does very strong penance, and over a period of time, once he hears some conversation where his guru says, no, my disciple has become a Brahmarishi. So he is able to attain that state of his teacher. Of course, he still remains that stubborn Rajasic guy in some ways, and we keep hearing stories of that. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is the world has to understand that an ecosystem is necessary, which is based on righteousness, and we also have to understand that each of the deities that we worshipped, they all had an ecosystem which evolved to address the needs of the environment around. Now, what has happened is clashes used to happen. My deity is stronger, my deity is greater, my deity is more sattvic, my deity is more pure, my deity is this and my deity is that. And then there would be fights between children, and then the grown-ups would get involved, and all these things happen, which is happening in a way today also. Any religious fight is a stupid fight. Any religious fight is a childish act. But we can also see, and that is my basic concern, that people who do not have the right ecosystem, the righteous ecosystem, or they have built up a wrongful ecosystem around their deities, are slowly gaining dominant ground. So what we need to understand is, if we want to protect our culture, if we want to protect ourselves, if we want to protect our families, we need to build up ecosystems around deities in a way in which we strengthen Mother India. Just as cow has many gods and goddesses, Mother India also has different gods and goddesses all throughout her body, because the land is a body and we have many cows. So all these deities which are in the cow also are in the Mother India. There are many tribes and all the tribes have their own deities, so all these deities are also of Mother India. So we need to make ourselves potent enough that we can take care of ourselves in a way that we can strengthen the country. So as a depending on the my own inclinations, I'll accept that. And also analysis of the environment, I have taken the resolve to promote Panchmukhi Hanuman, Lord Hanuman's, the portrait that you see behind me, worship and build up an ecosystem. So Hanumanji is a follower and a leader in a way, but he allows the respective deities to lead. He was always in service of Lord Ram. That's how he is more famous. But he never tried to rule. Of course, it is true that when Lord Ram left Ayodhya, he anointed Hanuman as the king of Ayodhya. He did not anoint his sons, neither he anointed his brothers. He anointed Lord Hanuman as the king. And that's how Hanumangarh he is famous, where he used to stay, Hanumanji used to stay. So, but he himself never aimed to become a king. He was always willing to serve. And Panchamukhi Hanuman has different aspects which you will understand once you get into the practice. And it is compatible to everyone. It is compatible to Vaishnavas. It is compatible to Shaivas. He is in the service of Sita Mata, so he's compatible to the Devi worship also. He is compatible to everything. And that's why I have chosen. Of course, my personal reasons are different, as I mentioned before. Yet at the same time, these are the strengths that I see. And therefore, if any one of you wants to understand how to protect your environment, how to protect how to build up an ecosystem which can take care of your basic needs and your study and your strengthen your study and provide you security and some kind of earning also, get in touch with me and contact me on the number below, and we will do an online session and we will take it from there and see how spiritual practices, spiritual deities can help us build up ecosystems which can make us strong and take care of our basic requirement and make us capable of being of service to the nation in every way possible. If you are interested, please get in touch. Hari Om Tat Sat. We will take it up from there.